You're here, Richie. Um, the Richie Show has been brought to you by Geo. If you're looking for reliability, try Geo. Also providing house cleaning services. Looking to clean up that apartment? Try Geo. Looking for dog babysitters? Try Geo. Da-da-da. It's not that cold. It's cold enough. Warm enough not to be in the car. Cold enough that it's probably a mistake. All right? It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm glad you're here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Tonight I'm smoking a special cigar. I expect this wrapper to destroy itself. This was given to me, but it was in a lounge for I think over 3 years because this is the Diamond Crown Select. It came out I think in 2020 or 2019, and this was the original box. I don't know if this was a one-time production. I don't know. You can look it up. It came in one size that I read about. I don't know. It's gigantic. It's almost 7. It's 6 3/4 by 54. So basically, it's a fat Churchill torpedo. That's an interesting combination. Now that Cameroon wrapper already here. See, it's already a little damaged because when I got this thing right here at the bands, this thing was so swollen with moisture because it was in a humidor so long that it was just expanding on moisture for years. So I don't know if I should take off this band now. I feel like I should take off this band now before I don't know. I think I should take off the band before the fucking heat starts spreading to it and it's constricting it and it can't. I don't know. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. This is an improperly aged cigar. This is an example. I didn't buy it. It was a gift. This is what happens to a cigar when you let it sit for 3 or 4 years in a very wet, moist environment, which it was a cigar store. So yes, I expect this, and it's a Cameroon wrapper, the most delicate. What's up, bro? Now the Cameroon wrapper on this Diamond Crown, it is the same Cameroon wrapper on the Hemingway and the Don Carlos. Now the filler, because this is Fuente, the filler is non-disclosed, which you know what that means because it's Fuente, and the binder is Dominican, so because it's Fuente, so you know what's going on with this cigar. They're probably doing something secret from Chateau Fuente. The difference is though, this cigar was really moist. Well, I'm really worried about this secondary band. Oh my god, emotional damage. Let me see here before I cut it off. Cameroon Select. Okay. Emotional damage. Yeah, this thing is the. Oh, I shouldn't have cut this off. It's gonna unravel. It's gonna unravel. See right here. If I can tell what's gonna happen. If I remove it, it's gonna unravel. This cigar is gonna be butchered. This is not gonna be a good night. I also left my cigar cutter in the car, and normally that's fine. But with a Bellicoso, you really need a cigar cutter. And with a very old Cameroon, uh, I expect problems, guys. It's like this whole cigar wants to unravel. This might be a mistake. In fact, I want to go on a limb. If this cigar is not a mistake, I'll be surprised. If this cigar tastes still good, because up to 3 years is a long time to let it sit, but in a wet environment. Now I let it sit out for about I don't know 3 or 4 days. Colorado is very dry, so the cigar definitely came down a lot in moisture. It came down a lot. Emotional damage. Today's emotional damage was brought to you by J.C. Newman. Well, the cap's going better than I thought. Emotional damage. I wish I had my cigar cutter on me. Oh, look at that. That's just from me handling it. Well, this Cameroon's going to implode. And oh my God. Yeah, thanks for the cigar, bro. Uh, this was given to me by the guy at the cigar shop, and he meant well, but the cigar was way too moist. Way too moist. But I never tried this cigar. So I really want to try this cigar. And we'll really see what happens to a cigar I never tried that's had way too much wet time. Not good time. This cigar had a lot of wet time. I'm nervous about it, guys. The cigar tastes moist. Well, we'll know right now. Oh, shit. This is probably a mistake. And I have a perfectly good Fuente Hemingway Maduro signature, maybe something bigger, masterpiece, actually, in the house. Why am I smoking this? I don't know. 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 All right. All right. Perfectly aged cigar. Hey, what's up? This is a perfectly aged cigar. This is going to be a mistake. I know it. I know it. Got the cherry going. If this tastes like shit, I'm throwing it out right away. So when you talk about aging a cigar, if a cigar is kept in an extremely moist environment, um, you really could ruin the cigar. If it's in there for years, definitely. I'm gonna give it about one more minute, and then I might throw this out. Another reason why I want to try it because not just because J.C. Newman, but the binder and filler, it's Chateau Fuente and it's better ship. It's not the cigar's fault. It was the condition. This thing grew up in the ocean. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do this. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't think I'm doing this. I don't think I could do it. It feels like a damp basement. I just want to know what's underneath this Cameroon wrapper. I want to see that Fuente. I took off the wrapper. Now that's Fuente. That's Fuente Dominican binder and filler. Hmm. I think you ruined the cigar. I think you ruined the cigar. Yeah, this cigar's ruined. Did you ever have a high quality cigar that was ruined? This cigar is ruined. This cigar is ruined. You're getting to see some real Richie shit tonight. This cigar is ruined. This cigar is ruined. Look how they massacred my boy. It's just too moist. Mm. That's not the Cameroon's fault. It's not Fuente's fault. It's not JC Newman's fault. It's not the cigar's fault. This is the fault of being kept in too moist of an environment for over 3 years. And I did let it dry out, but you could take the moisture out, right? But if you leave a cigar in such a moist environment for 3 years, a cigar can just get such a moldy, pasty. You're at your grandma's house in the basement, no AC in the summertime. You know that kind of feel, and it's such a waste because that's Chateau Fuente, and it's probably some type of tobacco that they use, maybe with Opus. What a waste! Because this was not a cheap cigar. When this cigar came out 3 years ago, it was like $18. So not a cheap cigar. The wrapper is ruined uh, um, from all the stretching from the moisture. The question is the rest of the cigar ruined? I don't know. I think it is. Son of a bitch. Yeah, no. The cigar's ruined. The cigar's ruined. There you go. Oh, oh, oh. This cigar's ruined. Yeah, too musty. Cigar's ruined. Son of a bitch. Hey, 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 it's okay. Hey, the cigar was ruined by improper storage in a very wet environment. Now, here's the thing, this cigar came from the same place. Why won't it be a problem? Because you just got these in. I can't stress it enough. Most cigar shops, if not all, that's right. It's not the cigar's fault. Listen to what I'm saying. Most cigar shops, you don't want a cigar that's been in there 3, 4 years. I can't stress it enough. You get what I'm saying? At a cigar shop. I'm not talking about your house, but at a cigar shop. At a cigar shop. You don't want that shit. All right? Yeah, exactly. They ruined it. That's it. They ruined it. They ruined it. So now we're going for the Fuente Hemingway. The Fuente Hemingway Maduro. These are some of the best cigars in the world. I can't stress enough. The Fuente Hemingway Maduros, and this is bigger than the signature. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey,
Is that,
hey, what's the next size above signature? Is that masterpiece? Because you have short story,
yeah,
uh,
best.
uh, something, and then work of art, and then signature, and then what's the next one?
Well, it's the short story bestseller,
Bestseller,
work of
work of
art,
art.
signature, and then yeah, is it a masterpiece
I
or?
think it's a masterpiece.
And what's the one that's huge? Is that?
Oh, I forget. But this is like a Churchill. This is like a 7 by like 47.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the Hemingway.
Yeah, but it's the Maduro. It's the Maduro.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you like the Maduros. Yeah,
No. These Maduros I love. It's beyond like. These are so reusable, bro. I can't stress it enough. And it gives you power to break because it's not overbearing, but yet at the same time, so much flavor and with such a phenomenal finish that like I could smoke the Hemingway Maduro, uh, dude. I,
yeah. I,
and it's
only
so affordable too.
I had I only had the short story, but then I picked up a signature, but I haven't smoked it yet. I need to.
What a Maduro?
In a Maduro. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
at JR they had like everything there. They had the Maduros in every size pretty much, um, for good prices too. I should have picked up more, but I
Yeah.
think they still might have them in stock. But yeah, they go pretty fast, the Maduro. At least they're not
So
as.
where are you right now?
Oh, so I'm at a place called Humphrey. It's a bar restaurant in Huntsville, downtown Huntsville. So I'm
And you
checking.
can smoke cigars in there?
Yeah, I'm actually like I'm here. I'll show you. I got like the whole place to myself right now.
What the fuck? Well, where is it? Did you kill everyone?
It's I guess it's a Monday night, so it's like
dude,
slow.
dude,
I'm
my man. Dude, hold on. Show everyone that view again.
yeah, man. It's like it's crazy.
What the fuck?
Like this is like the first live session at a restaurant bar. I'm literally at a bar right now. Nobody's here, so this is cool, man. I'm smoking my Davidoff, and I just had some Southern food, some grits, shrimp and
So
grits, gumbo.
is the waitress there at your beck and call?
She's out on the front somewhere. They actually close at 10, so I'll probably get kicked out. But then I can just walk down the street to a lounge. If you want to get a tour of Huntsville tonight, now's the time. I, yeah,
So so that cop was riding yesterday?
yeah, he was cool though. He was actually really cool. I was like, he even told me he's like, yeah, you can just go down the street to Walmart and smoke your cigar. But he was just doing his job. He was a nice guy.
Like I said, at parks at nighttime, they don't want no one there because shenanigans happens, or people
Yeah,
do.
yeah, he knew I was smoking a cigar, so he was cool. He didn't
Yeah.
give me
No.
so, but he could have, I guess, but he didn't. But yeah, I'm in downtown Huntsville. First time here in downtown, the downtown part. They got a cigar lounge that I was gonna go check out.
Well,
Um,
it's also it's a Monday night and like in the middle of February, so it's probably not hopping.
yeah, if the waitress comes here, that'll, I got to pay for my food. So, but anyway,
What are you smoking?
I'm smoking the Davidoff signature number one.
Nice, nice.
So I went to I only went to one cigar shop in Huntsville earlier today. It was called Humidor and Pipe. It was it was such a cool shop. It was like an old school, like, like the kind of cigar shop like your grandfather or father would have went to. Like, just like nothing fancy. You just go in. It's just like, it's like you go in. The humidor is like all kind of like, it wasn't fancy. It was just like they just had all their cigars just like stacked up, and just like, it kind of just felt like, there's like coffee shops you go to and there's like coffee everywhere, and
Yeah,
like they're like, it was kind of like that kind of, it was like a cigar shop version of that.
it's like just barrels and sacks of cigars. And like,
Yeah, they just, but they had good stuff, man. They even had like they had, all the Padrones. They had Davidoff, Liga. They had good shit, good prices on everything. Like I got this for they were selling it for 28,
yeah.
but they gave me a little discount, so I got it for like 26, which is really good for this cigar.
So Sacco was saying that you shut down the whole place. You bought it out. That's what really was going on.
Yeah, for the lounge.
Would you pay $500 to smoke that?
I don't got that kind of cash on me, but yeah. So yeah, just to smoke my Davidoff, I'm like, nobody comes in the back.
Dude,
Me and my Davidoff. So
that cigar was such a disappointment, and it's not the cigar's fault because it's it's what do you call it? It was Don Carlos tobacco on the wrapper, and then possibly Opus on the binder and filler because it was Dominican and undisclosed. So, bro, it was going to be good. It was all Fuente, right? That
that's
what I'm talking about with something so damp. Even though I let the moisture out for 3 4 days here, the cigar wasn't too moist anymore. But the essence of it, it's picture like you had like mildew, and even though you had the humidifiers, you got a flood. The house, you got to rip everything out. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, yeah. I know. Like when you go to a cigar shop, like you said, the cigar's been sitting there for years. There's
So,
I
don't buy.
probably going to be issues with it. So I've experienced that myself. So
Well, yeah, the issue wasn't the burn because I let the moisture out, but the damage is done.
yeah,
When I say you can let some of the moisture out, but if it's sitting, it's like your cell phone. If you drop it in the bathtub, you can pull it out and probably okay. But if you let it sit there for a couple of days, that phone's broken.
The bar's probably oh, gonna do last call in like 15 minutes. So okay. Just wanted to give you a heads yeah. Up. You guys want another one? No, I'm good. Thank you. I'll pay my. Sure before it, like, yeah, I'll pay my tab. Yes, thank you. I'll bring your receipt. All right, thank you very much. Yes, I tell you the waitress is gonna come by.
Yeah, no, you try to be polite.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, that cigar, I gave it its best chance. I kind of had a bad feeling, and I couldn't do it, man. Like it was too. What's the word? Like not mildew, but I'm talking about. Like just it's been in such a wet climate for so long. It's damaged. You can't.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's infused with moisture, but too much for too long. It's
Yeah, yeah, it is a shame because I actually was like kind of curious about that one too because I haven't seen any Diamond Crown Cameroons. I mean, I just haven't seen them. So
from what I heard, it was a one-time release. $15 like 3 4 years ago. That's not cheap. So it'd be more money now. So I mean, like I said, you're talking about Don Carlos on a big cigar. It's 54, so it's big, and it's a torpedo.
yeah, oh thank
Yeah, and you put Dominican binder filler from Chateau Fuente, and you're not disclosing it on the filler. Anytime they say that, you know what that means. You know what I'm saying? No, it's got to be something either on the lines of something from Opus or what I'm saying. So
you.
I was really excited about that,
Yeah,
and nothing's bulletproof, man. If you ruin a cigar, that really made me sad, man, because I was looking forward to that. But
well, since that was a limited release, I imagine you could potentially run into the same problem if you try to get it elsewhere, right? Because it's probably been there unless it was like in the box still, maybe. Or
you know what? You're not going to find it. You're not going to. I really don't know any cigar shops that I would want my cigar there for 3 or 4 years in the humidor. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man. Because like it's like one of those things. Like it's a limited release. You want to try it. You know it's probably going to be good, and you took a chance. But at least you didn't pay for it, right? They gave it to you.
No, he gave it to you as a gift. But here's the thing. Uh, do you remember the 2017 Don Carlos and the private reserve? No, no, 2017 was the Cameroon rapper for the Don Carlos with
Okay.
with Opus X filler binder. Remember the Don Carlos?
Uh,
Okay. Well, when you think about it, that's the same blend. So I was
mm,
expecting that to be like a bigger, fatter version of the Don Carlos 2017, which uses Opus
oh, man.
binder. Okay, so this is using the you get no, I take that back. They're using Opus X wrapper, so it'd be the reversal. In this case, this is the Don Carlos wrapper with possible
Open.
filler.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a once in a lifetime to try that because I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. It had to be if anything that says undisclosed in Fuente, it's not a small batch. It's not going to be.
Uh, but don't think about it too much. It'll just depress you. Oh.
It's my night is over, man. So how's your cigar?
So very good. It's probably the best Davidoff I've ever had. I mean, it's super good. Uh, it's different. Um, I mean, it tastes like a Davidoff, but it tastes like like it's like Davidoff. It's already like a refined cigar. Like you can't really make a Davidoff better, but they made. I mean, again, I haven't had some of the higher end Davidoffs. Like I know Sakos and Geo smoked a lot of those. Sako especially, and I imagine probably Jeremy as well too, and you as well. I mean, but so this is the highest end Davidoff I've ever had, at least the most expensive Davidoff I've ever had. But I wanted to try it, and now at least I know what the next tier up is, which is like surprising for me because I always smoke when I smoke
But
Davidoff,
well,
always like smaller sticks.
because if you just go baseline with the white label Dadoff, those are great cigars. Well,
Saying,
like the Chef or the 702 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's some phenomenal stuff.
yeah. So this is like for me, it's a really cool experience because I'm like I'm already happy with just the white label Davidoffs, and now I mean this is still a white label, I guess, but now I'm trying something that's even better than what I've had before.
So
So,
would you say that it's better than the Rocky Patel Edge?
well, the Edge, when I smoked it, well, I saw it down here actually for $10. So for $10, it's I kind of want to try it again, but it was kind of just one. It wasn't horrible for me, but it wasn't enjoyable. It had some weird kind of notes to it too. So and it didn't taste like it was really aged, like 10 years especially. So
Dude, dude, he's lying. He's lying.
yeah, so I'm gonna try that DBS. The DBS is like kind of one I hopefully it's good because if it's not good for $20, I think I might actually like write to Rocky Patel, let him know like, hey, I'm your fan, but I'm a fan of yours, but that might end soon because I had like some bad experiences, and I think they should know that like that some of their loyal fans are like disappointed by some of their stuff. But I don't want to I don't want to get ahead of myself because I might like the DBS.
Well,
So
does Rocky Patel have his own factory? Well, I thought it was made by Placencia. So which is true? Does he have a factory or is it Placencia?
well, that would be interesting if it's all Placencia tobacco. That I don't know. I'll have to research that. I'm not sure. But if it is Placencia tobacco, that would be interesting because that there was like so I haven't like I've tried obviously the low end Rocky Patels, but I steer away from those. So there's like certain ones I always go to.
Yeah.
I like the Sungrow Maduro and all those. But of the ones I've had, I actually like for whatever reason I almost feel like again I get it. It's like they have so many lines like Gurkha. There's so many lines, but like I can see the same. I'm not a huge Gurkha fan, but I could understand if there was a Gurkha fan that they make one, it's a brand that a lot of people just kind of write off, but at the same time, they make so many lines. Some of them are bound to be bad, but they have some good blends as well. So I can understand if someone said they really like Gurkha because I've had good Gurkhas. So I think with me, I translate that to like, or I kind of use that same. mindset with Rocky Patel. I know he makes some bad stuff or cheap low end stuff, but I do like some of his cigars. The problem now is that he's making these high end cigars that are very expensive, and for
They're not.
me,
They're not. The ALR. Disciples good, but for the. I mean, it's not great, but Disciples good, but for the same price, the Pledge blows it out the water.
well,
You know.
the disciple, I don't even consider that like his high on the high end because I can get this the disciple. I mean, I guess it's maybe higher end elsewhere outside of Tampa, but in Tampa, it's like a $10, $11, $12 cigar.
But that's how much. That's how much I can get a Milano Vimadoro, and like that's.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
what I'm saying is I'm seeing like $20 range cigars Rocky Patel. Like he has one called the White Label. That's a $20 cigar. It's even more expensive than the 60.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the DBS is sub 30 out here. The DBS was 26.99 with tax. That's $29 out here. So
Yeah,
you spend
yeah.
$10 on Rocky Patel. Like at this point, like I'd have to question someone's sanity. Like I understand you want to try it out, but I'm talking about on a regular basis. Like at that point, you could smoke any Padron for the most part, any Fuente for the most part at a lounge. Any almost any Davidoff. So it's like all of a sudden Rocky Patel's like, yeah, I'm God. He's just like, yep, I'm the best. And are people falling for it?
I think some people see a lot of the Rockies that I've had. Not all of them, but a lot of them, I thought were enjoyable. Like like I just had the Hamlet the other day, or no, it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I never had it before. But I tried it. Actually, I did have it once before. This was the Solomon I never had before, and it was a decent cigar. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was enjoyable. But I'm just saying that a lot of Rocky Patels. That's how I enjoy a lot of them. So I almost think that like it makes sense that if he's using Placencia tobacco because I like Placencia,
But
the
my now
that could be
picture Pepsi as the refrigerator and pictures Rocky Patel as the cook.
right. Yeah, yeah. The
You
blend.
you can make a peanut butter and tuna fish sandwich. Okay, so there's good ingredients in the fridge. Besides, has good tobacco, but they also have a wide range, right? So it's not like all the tobacco he's getting is Forte. You know what I'm saying, though? So within that, um, the bottom line is if he's choosing the blends, this is just from my experience. I don't understand his choices of blending. It's not a construction issue. It's not a burn issue. So I'm not a blind hater. And some of them work, but for
Yeah,
me, most of them don't. And as we get more expensive, they work less. Like so, like the decade is fine. The Cameroon decade is fine. Obo Corojo is fine. Um, they had a 1979 that was fine. But you get to the 12, 15, $20 market. Like that cigar was $15. That's not cheap. I could have got dude, I could have got another one of these plus change back. I think I paid $12 for this
yeah,
for a
yeah,
Hemingway masterpiece too.
yeah. I understand completely where you're coming from, and I had the experience with the 60, and I tried it twice, and that one is, like, you know, between 15. I mean, it could probably be $20 elsewhere, maybe even more. And I didn't have a good experience with it, but I think some people actually liked it because it was getting like really good reviews. And even though I didn't like it, I could potentially see maybe how someone would like it is maybe, but I do think the 60 was different than his other blends. Like I almost feel like he just took a complete U-turn and tried something different, and then that was I think the most expensive Rocky I had tried at the time, and then the ALR down here, I can get it for like $14.
Yeah, but bro, that's $14 cigar. I get the VSG. Are you to tell me you'd put your
No.
life behind ALR over VSG?
So here's the thing with the ALR. I think when I first had it, it was the first edition, and I say that because I remember when I was smoking it, it had just come out, and I remember a new version came out, and that new version was like even more expensive than the one that I had. Now I only see the second edition. So I think what happened was I had smoked the first edition, and then they released the second edition, and then
Do you
now
think batch to batch there could be issues? Because if he's having, okay, for example, if he's having Placencia make all their shit, at the end of the day, who do you think Placencia cares more about, their cigars?
oh, of
Or
course theirs. Yeah, they're gonna put the best shit in there, but the Placencia
what,
line.
you
Yeah,
get what I'm trying to say, though?
yeah,
So
yeah,
the
sure.
initial blend might be one thing, and then as the years go on, you get something.
Yeah, but the DBS, when I went into that, I actually watched. I think I mentioned I watched the review, and the guy said he had construction issues, and then so I kind of took a risk going in by spending that much on that cigar. So I don't know. I'll try it out and let you know. But my experience, the first experience with the DBS was so bad. Like it tasted horrible. The draw was bad. Like I was actually pretty upset. That I spent that much money and had such a bad experience. So I'm really hoping, because again, I I'm somebody that likes Rocky Patel. So these are the kind of things that would potentially like make me not like Rocky or not buy Rocky again. Especially when you're a loyal fan to a company, and then the company starts releasing higher end stuff, and the higher end stuff is garbage or has like construction issues. It's like unacceptable for a $20 cigar.
In my opinion, he is jumping on the bandwagon post pandemic of prices going up, eggs are going up, chicken's going up, and it's one thing to raise your prices 50 cents, which pisses people off, but double,
Yeah,
20, $30 cigars. You know what I'm saying? Though, like you're like, isn't this the guy that used to sell the $4.99 Edge,
yeah,
and, and within 20 years he's making $30 cigars? And I'm not saying if he was making them and they were worth it. Sure, I'm not gonna be a blind hater. You know what I'm saying though? Like look at Padron. When Padron came out in the '70s, those were not like great cigars. And they were probably all Padron 1000s. And then only recently, I don't know what year, it was the late '90s, they started coming out, or maybe with the 64, then the 26. You know what I'm saying though? So
yeah.
Padron wasn't always what we think, but it took time. But you know what I'm saying though? But they're still not selling the Padron 1000 for $22. I could
No,
get 1000 for $7.99, which I'd rather have over Rocky Patel.
yeah. I
Just
mean, I guess it's kind of one of those things like Rocky Patel. I don't like. I mean, yeah, I guess you could always like say, okay, well, I'm paying this much money for this, and I could have got something else. Like, I'm paying this much for A, I could have got for the same price B, and B would have been better. But I think with the way I look at it is that's like that's cigars in general. Like, you know, overall, like with cigars, I think for me, like someone that wants to try different things, like
no, I agree with you. Want to try different things, but at a certain point, eh, and then you go, okay, what if they're bad now? And what if a year or two goes by and they can come back? That's why you try one or two, whatever. But it's like, damn, I'd rather have LFD and my father in the mid tier range over Rocky and Alec Bradley. Literally 10 out of 10. Like, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I'm not sure if you're my father fan.
yeah, I do like my father. I mean, like Tatuaje is one of my favorite brands. Like I actually bought a Tatuaje today, Capa Especial, um, which I smoked before, but the like if I see a new Tatuaje, I'm getting it. Like,
Well,
uh,
you sent me two winners. That Tesla, that was potent, bro. That was surprising. And I reviewed that one today. Which one was it? You didn't tell us.
oh shoot, I didn't watch the review. Okay, so sorry. That was the Skinny Monster, the face.
Oh, I could guess because all I could see is the different bands, and
Yeah, that's the one that didn't have a band on it. Yeah.
that was good. That was a Corona. That was good, bro.
Yeah, so I actually smoked that. Actually, that's what I smoked at the cigar shop this afternoon.
Yeah.
Uh,
So make sure you post that in the comment what it was.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, and
no, that was enjoyable. That was enjoyable.
that's kind of what got me into Tatuaje. I bought the Monster Mash
And
set.
Monster series are totally different than the regular lines. I could recommend all. Every time I had a Monster series, I had a great time, and they were skinny cigars. You know what I'm saying? No, and to me, they still always had plenty of balance and sweetness, but plenty of strength. One sometimes when you go to his regular blends, it loses on the any kind of sweetness, and it kind of becomes just earth and black pepper. If that's what you want to go to, I'm not saying all of them, but for
Yeah,
me, his Monster series, I could recommend them all of them. I've had a good every Monster series I had was
yeah, yeah. Monsters are good. I mean, some are better than others. The Skinny Monsters, like that, they're easier to find than the regular size ones. But like the shop today, they had the Drac in a regular size and the Skinny Monster. But I'm just saying that the regular size ones are harder to find. But the Monster Mash series, if people haven't tried Tatuaje and they're interested in it, I have seen it online, still available. It was like from 2021, I want to say. I don't think they released Monster Mash series in 2022. I might be wrong, but I don't think they did. Um, but yeah, like I and then Tatuaje is another another brand I like, but I they're not all winners. So it's like like for example, I had the TAA Tatuaje. It was okay, but then I had the PCA Tatuaje, and that was much better. Like so, like some Tatuajes are just like mediocre. Some are bad. I've had some Tatuajes that I just didn't enjoy at all, but very rarely. Most of them I like. I may not love it, but I don't hate it. And then there's some I can't even say I really. Mm, love might be too strong of a word because like with Tatuaje, it's kind of like you kind of know what you're getting. It's like, it's more of a, like for me, it's more like it's a very like rustic kind of cigar, like pretty strong,
Yeah,
and
he's
they're
not
not
trying to
refined.
he's not trying to make Opus X type shit. He's
Mhm.
going
Yeah, right.
he's going for power and,
Yes, right,
and without really refinement.
right.
Uh, you know, say kind of like a non-sanded piece of wood, like kind of a little
Yeah,
rough, uh, but
exactly.
but and people say, "Oh, it's strong." Okay, that's that kind of party, you know.
Right. I like about Tatuaje, but he does have some pricey sticks too. Like, the is it the shoot, I was gonna say Conju. It's something like that, but they
Cojones, like
yeah, I can't remember. But then he has like the Miami one, and then he has
I'm
some that are
not
15.
impressed. I spent like almost $20 on his expensive stuff. There used
Yeah,
to be and sell aluminum foil. Do you remember that? Three quarters of the cigar was like wrapped in aluminum foil. Do you remember that?
no, I don't. That's probably before I got into Tatuaje because I didn't
I'm
get into it
going
until
back.
like a year and a half.
I'm going back like 10 years ago. And honestly, I was like, it was expensive at the time, maybe like 2000, like I don't know, 13, 14. I don't know what year it was, and it was a waste of time.
Uh, yeah. So, but um, and then the regular my father's like I've smoked pretty much all of them except for the hot like. I almost bought the Flor de Antillas today. It was like $38. It was a couple dollars less than what I've seen it at, but
Yeah.
I ended up passing up on it. But I might go back and get it. But an expensive cigar, but I know if I get that cigar, it's going to be good. I've already the reviews. It's already getting good reviews, and then some of the folks here on the channel have smoked it already, so I know that's not going to be like there's very low risk with that one. But yeah, I
Mm.
mean that's the trend now. A lot of these companies that make like kind of the low or mid tier cigars are starting to jump on the bandwagon. So I once
At this point, we could see a J.C. Newman Quorum $15 cigar. You
yeah,
know,
that's the high as it's going to go.
yeah, dude, a Quorum $15 cigar. That would be it's basically a $3 or $4 cigar. So you're talking about five times, so 500%. Yeah, that would be like paying $50 for like a Romeo Reserve Real. You're like, yeah, yeah,
It's like 5 times the price. So
yeah,
that's it.
dude. You're never gonna trick me. Quorum cigars, never gonna trick me. You know.
Yeah, I never. It's funny because like I never had a corm, and now it's like I don't even want to try it. Although I should just try. I think I might just get one just to see how
No,
bad it
no,
is. It's like
no,
it's like you
no,
go to a movie knowing it's bad, but it's so bad.
no,
What was that movie? There,
no, no,
there was a
no.
movie that was so bad that, like,
Um, if
experience
you
bad.
if you care about your life and your palate, that it's gonna take you 2 days to get that off your palate.
Oh man, it's that bad. Oh yeah. Well, for $3, I'll take a couple puffs maybe and throw it away. Even that can like cause damage. But oh,
I was texting my kid.
okay. Uh,
Yeah, she texted me good night. So, but yeah, but dude, yeah, dude, don't ever quorum, don't ever quorum.
yeah, I'll have to just take your advice and not do it. Like you kind of wonder, like for as
From the,
they are, like are they the worst? Like are they the worst? Is there something that might be worse than
oh,
corn?
I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. But I'm just telling you, man. From the first puff, you're gonna know. Like,
It's almost like JC Newman should just like get rid. I guess they make money off it because it's so cheap. But
make money. It's
yeah,
the biggest selling premium cigar in America because it's
yeah,
still long filler tobacco, handmade. Bro, they sell more of those. J.C. Newman could Diamond Crown Maximus. They don't even make any of that. They make all that money off volume. I think every trucker and every like construction worker that smokes 3 or 4 cigars a day at work, They're doing quorum cigars. Someone's buying them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they're making them in Ybor City where I live. Like it's like, the factory is right in Ybor City. I pass by like all the time. It's on Columbus Avenue. So like that's the Quorum factory. Well, it's not the Quorum. It's JC Newman. JC Newman. Like I had the Yagua. Um,
That
uh,
wasn't
it was really good. Like I really liked the cigar. I mean, it was like I think $11, but it was funny because it was like $11 cigar, but they had a limit of two because they only release it like once a year, and I can't remember they put it.
last year. I don't know how if it's better this year.
It was kind of like a medium cigar, but it had kind of like some sweet notes. It was reminding me of kind of like banana a little bit, like, but it was really enjoyable. Like I would definitely get that. So I mean, like
Being
Jason,
a very oily cigar. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it had like a kind of a funky shape to it, but yeah,
It's rustic.
yeah. What's that?
It's very rustic looking.
Yeah, like it looks like it was. I think they meant to make it the old fashioned way, so it doesn't look like a typical like
Yeah,
cigar.
yeah.
The way they shaped it and
No, no.
whatnot.
To me, that was worth at least trying once. It's interesting, you know.
Yeah,
But,
but it's gonna be hard to find.
quorums. Quorum is their basement garbage, you know. Um, because you got the Diamond Crown and that whole series of Maximus. That's Fuente, so there's nothing
Right.
wrong with it, you know.
Yeah, and I haven't smoked. I mean, I can't even remember if I had the Maximus. Part of me thinks I tried it like a while back, but I need to revisit it. And I had like the Julius Caesar. The Julius Caesar, when I smoked it, I think it was just kind of like a quality like Connecticut type cigar, but it's like so expensive that I just stayed away from it. And but I do want to try the Maximus again. I'll probably pick one of those up eventually.
Mm.
But it's Fuentes. It's a Fuente tobacco. Fuente makes those for JC Newman, right? So that's
Yes,
why.
but I believe the wrapper comes from Oliva, I
Oh,
believe, but I'm not sure if it's Oliva. Like okay, like Fuente gets tobacco also from a company called Oliva, but I don't think it's the Oliva you think. You get what I'm
oh,
saying?
different. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. I'll find. I could find out. I mean, I could even just go to the JC Newman factory. They have a shop on the first level, so
Yeah,
I can. They'll know. I can just talk to them, or Sako could talk to the Sako. He
yes,
probably has.
right now.
I find out everything we need to know. He's in touch with.
Is yeah, I want to maybe a little bit get Sacco on. Is Sacco available? Or are you on the beach, Sacco? I want to see Sacco like in his Miami Vice shirt.
Yeah,
Sacco, what are you doing now?
like he's like it's like in a Yingling commercial, like just a beach with like nobody there, palm trees. It's like, man,
You know, like I'm sitting here in a desolate fucking wasteland. You're in an empty bar, and Sacco's sitting under a palm tree. You know,
like
He-
like like he has like Carlito on speed dial.
yeah, he probably has like some parrot on his shoulder. You know, uh,
He's
you know,
living a good
he's
life.
flexing.
I mean, well, good for him. He
Yeah,
deserves it.
I know,
Yeah.
dude. I'm getting so sick of this winter, man. It's almost done, but like I'm sick of it.
The good thing right now, the weather in Huntsville is nice. So it rained earlier today, but it's right now. It's like feels like 60 degrees. So it's actually really nice today.
Hold
Yeah,
on, I gotta send Sack away for a minute.
uh, but Huntsville's nice, man. Like I'm still kind of just exploring the lay of the land. But like when I drove into downtown Huntsville tonight, it looks really nice. Like I was surprised. Like I didn't expect it to be this nice. But I guess you know it seems like there's a lot of like money down here in some areas. Like some areas look like they're pretty run down, but NASA's here, and I imagine like that brings in a lot of jobs and you know
What are,
contract.
what are they making down there? Spaceships?
I don't know, but they have a museum where they have like it's like a rocket museum. Like it has the whole history of like they actually have like real freaking rockets, like this shit they send into space. Um, like when you drive by the museum, you see like one giant rocket. So I don't know the whole history behind how Huntsville became like the hub for that shit, but it's pretty cool. Like yeah, that who knows what they're building here? I imagine like the shit they built, like that's going to Mars and stuff, could very well be built here in Huntsville. So And I might be wrong, but is Space Camp here? Space Camp. It's either Florida or here. I'm not
Forget
sure.
about Mars. They're going to be building shit to go to Philadelphia pretty fucking soon. Philadelphia, have you seen Philadelphia? You might as well be on the moon.
Yeah.
The amount of zombies.
They're posing, but like you can sit on here.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Good. We're just like mopping and stuff, and I have to do my like close out routine.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry,
The amount of fucking zombies on fentanyl mixed with trank. It's this new thing. And
yes.
and the
The
trank,
zombies.
it actually makes people lose their limbs. So people like losing their arms and still like shooting up and like through their holes in their body. Fucking out of it, dude. You're gonna need a space rover just to investigate Philadelphia. I
I
mean,
mean, it's a
it's
shame.
over.
That's my hometown. You know, it's a shame because
I love Philly. I used to go to a lot as a kid or growing up, and I went. But dude, like, it's one of America's the oldest city and the brotherly love, dude. But it's over. Philadelphia's over. I can't stress. It's destroyed.
yeah.
It's beyond. No one's talking about it. Philadelphia is destroyed.
Well, I have friends that live in Jersey because I'm from Philly and South Jersey. I was born in Philly and lived there, and then moved to Jersey when I was young, and then went to like middle school and high school in Jersey and college too. So, um, but my friends, but I used to go to Philly. I mean, like right across the bridge, like basically like 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes away from Philly. So I'm in Philly like all the time. Like, and then I moved back to Philly later in later in my like 20s. Actually,
Well,
like
stay away
18.
from
But
Kensington.
my point is, my friends in Jersey won't even go to Philly. Like they just will not go to Philly because it's become so bad. Me, like I go to the last time I was in Philly was like maybe I don't know a
Yeah, but
year.
you don't go there bring the missus or the kids. Like you,
Well, you know what? I think it's just even though my friends tell me that they stay away from Philly. I mean, when I go and visit and I go to Philly, it kind of feels like I see some new things here and there, but to me it kind of feels the same. But apparently, crime is so bad that they're
if you stay on the two main areas, the two main streets, right there, and by all the hotels and everything, restaurants, you probably go off into right off of that. You know what I'm saying though? Like it's bad, like South Philly or You ever been to Kensington?
yeah, Kensington for like so all those really bad areas they got like gentrified. So like they like they started to getting better and better. But I
You,
remember
I'm telling
back in
you,
the day it used to be
it
really
fell back, fell back.
yeah.
Kensington. Look, I'm gonna send you videos of Kensington right
Oh yeah,
now. Live
friends.
video yesterday.
Ride my bike through there, man.
Bro, bro, thousands of junkies like this, just
Mhm.
like laying in filth, like laying in shit and needles. It's zombie land. Kensington is, dude. I don't know what's going on there, but it's at such a level that honestly, if I had to choose, I'd rather walk through like the slums of LA than Philadelphia right now. I think
Yeah,
that's here. The videos I'm seeing,
I
like,
saw. Yeah, I saw some of the videos. They're like hunched over, and they're just like not like respond. They're responding at all. They're like they're saying they're zombies. Like,
yeah,
but you kind of wonder like you know, if they're doing. It's always been bad. It was like heroin before this, and like it was always something. But I think a lot of the crime there. I mean, yeah, I'm sure people have to be careful whenever you go to a big city, like any big city, really. But I think a lot of the crime is like drug on drug like violence. Like
yeah.
criminals. I'm not saying they don't shoot innocent people. I'm just saying I think a lot of it is
No,
criminal.
you're right on that. Most of the gang violence is people in that game, the game of the gang. And I
Right.
agree. But innocent people in the background still get hurt all the
Yeah.
time.
They do all the
And
time.
biggest thing, like in Philly, people are carjacking like a motherfucker. People are like, if an Uber driver's at a red light, they're getting jacked left and right. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
They
saying?
get it. It's kind of interesting too, because like you go across the bridge to Jersey, and it's like, well, Camden was really bad, and then I think they like fired like the whole police force, and then I don't know if it ever got better. I heard that it did, but
I would get Camden,
was really bad.
small city, but can't. Okay, I remember someone telling me this about Camden a while ago. They said it's a small city, but per capita, it like has like one of the most violence, most murders, and the
He's,
high of AIDS. I was like, I'm not going. That's it.
yeah.
Like,
I don't know
like
if I don't know if it's still like it was like I think it was like the number one city. that had like the highest murder rate per capita, but I think it changed because I remember they built like a baseball stadium there, and then they brought in the what was that, the USS New Jersey, I think it was, like a battleship, and they started to bring tourists in, and then there was one road called Admiral Wilson Boulevard. That's the road when you cross the Ben Franklin Bridge. That main road's called Admiral Wilson Boulevard. It was, man, when I was young, it was so bad. There'd be like prostitutes out there, and then like all these like, kind of like those hotels you would bring a prostitute to. But then, they cleaned it up, and then slowly but surely, Camden started to get a little bit better. I don't know. I haven't. Usually, when I go to Jersey, I just drive through Camden. I don't explore. But I think it did get
In
better.
the Newark is no winner either, man.
Oh,
Newark is pretty rough too, man.
man, New York is like even coming from Philly. Like again, I was familiar with like most of like all of Philly, really. But like whenever I went to New York, I was really like, my spider senses were always tingling. Like I was always on the lookout because I thought New York was like, you know, back in the day, that was like no shit. Like Philly, Philly had obviously like their badasses, but New York,
Giuliani it up, and Bloomberg kind of continued that. So there was a good probably 12, 15 years when New York City, the crime, if you committed crime in there, you were going to get caught and you were going to go to prison. And you know what I'm saying? No, like Giuliani and then Bloomberg could kind of continue his policies. But once they stopped the stop and frisk, because with the stop and frisk, dude, they knew certain people were always carrying guns illegally and doing drive-bys, and so that by doing that, it slowed down the crime a lot. You know what I'm saying, though? And once they stopped that,
oh, okay, thank you so
Here's a
much.
purple cup for you. And then
Oh, thank you very
it
much.
says once you're off the patio by like 10:15, which is about 13 more minutes.
Okay,
And
sure.
if I can take all of your dishes so that way
Yeah,
you can wash
sure,
it.
sure. Okay.
I don't want to like
Yeah,
move your
sure.
stuff.
All right, thank you so much.
I need that one too.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Thank you very much.
You want me to pour this in the purple cup for you?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Sorry, I'm on a live stream right now, so.
No, you're good.
All right, thank you.
so what are you paying right now?
Yeah, I just paid. They're
Uh-huh.
they're they're really cool here. So the bar is called Humphreys. It's like a kind of like an old school kind of bar, but I guess it's Monday night, so it's dead on Monday. But you can tell this place is probably hopping like on the weekends.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
I'm
they
sure.
have live bands and stuff.
Well, Sacco never got back to us. I'm not sure if Sacco's here right now.
Oh well, hopefully they'll come on because
Well,
I wonder what he's been up to the last few days.
yeah, we have no Sacco. We had Gio on last night, so we can't do back-to-back Gio nights because Gio's too good for us, you know.
Well, he might
And
be something interesting tonight. You never know.
what's that?
But he might be smoking something interesting. He had like the Opus 20th the other night.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he might try to flex, you know.
That's a cigar I really want to try. And I went to Tempero Cigar Shop. That's where he recommended it, and it's right in Ybor City. I think I mentioned it. I hadn't been there, and I went there the other day, and they had the Opus 20th there, and I was really surprised because I should have bought it, but it's like $55. So it's that's the most I would have ever had I bought it that day. That would have been the most expensive cigar I ever bought. But I'm considering it. I'm heavily considering it. One is because he highly recommended it.
Yeah.
It's Opus, and it's going to be amazing. So, I know I'm going to spend $55, but it's going to be like heaven the whole way through.
Which one was
That's the Opus 20th anniversary. The blue has like a blue.
high, man, dude? When I bought that for the first time, it was like $18.99 a couple of years ago. I mean, it's a great cigar, but damn, that's expensive, $55.
Yeah, I was wondering. See, that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if that was the.
That's a gouge.
So they're probably gouging because it's so hard to find now.
Yeah, when it first came out, nobody wanted it because they were like, "Oh, that's too weak for Opus." So, like the box, you know what I'm saying? Though, so it was like it wasn't gouged at all, and there was no limit. Now, I think people are starting to appreciate a lighter Opus because it's more of a beautiful flavor. It doesn't have that much strength, and it's a great cigar. But by no means is it a $50 cigar or $40. Like realistically, that cigar should be $20, $25. It's a great cigar, but like
That's gonna make me maybe. So there's another shop that carries it. They were out of it, and I don't know if they're gonna get it again. But maybe I should just hold off because I know the other shop doesn't gouge.
But
And
here's the thing, in this market, I haven't bought it recently. You know, it's like everything has just got up astronomical. But once again, I'm getting spoiled with my local guy, even though he only still has Power Rangers left, but she's charging $18. So it's like, you know,
Price. Yeah.
it's like if he gets any Opus in, I'll buy it from him because
Yeah.
he probably will get Lost Cities. He'll probably sell them for $21. Like he's
Well,
not, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like he's making like $2 a cigar. That's it.
That's awesome. Especially Colorado. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, even this one, the Hemingway masterpiece for $12. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's a good price.
Yeah, and it's the Maduro version, like no limit. Dude, the wrapper on this is so beautiful, man.
Yeah, I can see.
It's so chocolatey, nice amount of like what I call holiday black pepper. Like when you're having like turkey and like you put a little fresh black pepper on. Like so, it's not like a harsh amount of spice or intense, but it's what I'm saying though. It's and nice coffee notes. It feels like a really nice traditional Maduro, but it's so sweet and it's so refined and it's so smooth that I can have this every day the rest of my life and be fine with it.
Yeah.
Because as it picks up from the second and the last third, it does get stronger and it ends in like a heavy medium to full. So it does end a little fireworks, but it's complex. Um, uh, it gets nutty, and it just as you smoke it, it's a beautiful cigar. A lot of guys sleep on the Hemingway series on the Maduro because they think you have to go to Opus, which are wrong. Opus is better, but for $12, you're not going to get a Churchill size Opus for $12. It's just
Yeah. And actually, I like they had the short story. In a lot of places I see is like around $9, $8, $9. Like the shop I went in today, I looked. That's usually like one of the cigars I look at to see, if the shop has prices. But this
yeah.
shop did have good prices, but they were selling the Hemingway for $9.
$9 is not astronomical because my guy sells them for like seven and change. So if
It's
he's
on
the
the high of the spectrum.
$8-9 is not that much more.
It's not that much more, but it's usually an indicator to me like that whether
Yeah.
they're upcharging. But this was a rare case where I look at the Hemingway, I see it at $9. I'm thinking, all right, he's probably upcharging on all the cigars, but he actually had good prices. So that's not the norm. Usually, if you see it for $9, they're usually charging like generally speaking.
Oh, I think every shop is a case basis, and you never know. You know what I'm saying? No, sometimes guys
Yeah,
price. If a shop's hurting for money, sometimes they price shit lower just to move it, to make some money and get it out of there.
or maybe it's just a popular cigar. Most of their customers are buying it, so they
Yeah.
charge a little bit more. But
Any like in a tourist trap, you're gonna get screwed.
yeah, like
Like,
you're
and
paying like over $10 for a short story. Yeah, I would avoid it that place.
dude, if
Or
you went to Manhattan, you would be so sad. Like going to a lounge, like in Manhattan, like to forget about it. Like the prices are astronomical. Like they were back then. I haven't been in Manhattan in a couple of years as far as cigar shops, but
imagine.
I can't imagine going to the Davidoff store right now. You're probably going to drop at least probably $35 for a Padron 26, like regular, like Maduro, like a Robusto.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna move. There's like an alleyway right next to here, so I'm gonna give you a little tour of Huntsville now.
oh, pretty cool.
There's actually a lounge that's nearby. Hopefully my
What's the
battery.
weather? Warm?
Oh, it's nice. It's like 60 degrees, maybe like 60.
That's not,
Perfect. Yeah, maybe even like it's about 60, I would say. But so I'm walking out to the main street, so you can see Huntsville. Right now, it's just an alleyway. So,
oh, yeah.
well, I'll show you the place where I was at, so you can
Make
see
sure
it.
you don't get robbed.
Yeah, that would suck if I get robbed in the lounge. This is the place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is what it was like the whole night I was here. Nice and quiet.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Huntsville has they have like a real. I mean, it's pretty modernized the downtown area. So you'll see it in a second.
You got the whole city to yourself on a Monday night.
Yeah. So yeah, nobody's out. This isn't nice looking right here, but
Dude, that's how you know it's a safe town. They left the construction equipment right there on the street. They're working on it.
oh, yeah,
Dude, in Colorado, they can't do that. That would get stolen. That would get stolen.
yeah. They had like a nice big lake with all these benches around. Seemed like a nice cigar spot.
Hmm.
So if things don't work out for me in Tampa, I might end up in Huntsville. Who knows? Working in
a nice, quiet town.
building spaceships.
Well, you might have nicer single ladies there, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of like these like you can tell they're like just empty businesses that they're. I guess they're the downtown area. I don't know if it's just they weren't doing well or there's a lot of like empty. Not a lot, but I've seen some.
Is there not one person outside? Are you sure like you're not in a movie lot?
Yeah, no, it feels like that, right? It's like yeah, there aren't really many people out.
No, there's
So
not even not a lot. There's zero. We haven't seen one person.
yeah, there's like a couple people here and there, but pretty.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I don't think they have like a major traffic problem in Huntsville. But this isn't actually like I mean I kind of just drove through. Like you're actually like you're seeing some of this like I haven't even walked down this street yet, so I kind of just drove through. But
Holy shit!
really exciting here.
Yeah, quiet as hell, man.
Yeah, it's super quiet, but it's Monday, so I guess
I guess so, but even then, for a Monday, holy shit, it's quiet.
yeah. I'm gonna walk up to the end of the street. I think that's where I saw that waterway. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't get lost. I have my phone, so
Yeah, no one can help you. There's no one there.
yeah, it's like it's really quiet. But they have all like these nice restaurants and bars. I can tell this place on the weekends is probably hopping. Just I don't know what the population of Huntsville is like.
Big firm. I think you're in an abandoned population.
Yeah, it's like I'm like the last man in Huntsville.
Yeah, bro. I feel like this is the beginning of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Hey, he's the only man left in Huntsville.
Well, I'll show you like this. So there's this one restaurant. I actually was gonna come here. It's called Melt. I guess they sell like sandwiches that have like melted cheese on them and whatnot. So it's kind of cool because they have like this whole outside area. But yeah, this is it. This is it right here.
There's no one there.
That's how the the bar was. I looked it up online and it had like a lot of reviews too. It seemed like it was a popular place. I
Yeah.
guess that's how it is here.
It's not like Philadelphia,
Yeah, I don't. It seems like relatively safe. We'll find out if I get mugged.
bro. You didn't have to be the only mugger in town.
Yeah, I'm like a target if I'm like the only one walking around.
Hey, good night, Jeremy. Take it easy. Jeremy's going to sleep.
Oh, Jeremy, yeah. Yeah, so getting a tour of so here right here. I should probably just walk in here. So across the street this is it's on a cigar bar, but it's like a lounge. It's called Stella's. I looked them up. They got you can smoke in there.
Huh.
And then there's another cigar. There actually is a legit cigar lounge somewhere in this area. So I don't know. But I was actually heading to that cigar lounge. It's called Sip. It's like I guess a bar and a cigar lounge.
It's probably closed by now, right? Or no?
Uh, they close at 11 actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but
I don't know what time is it there right now.
it's like I think it's like 10. Maybe it's a little after 10.
What
But yeah,
time?
it's pretty desolate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah, dude.
jaywalking.
Here, one car.
Yeah, I mean, this is like again my first time in downtown Huntsville, so you're all taking the tour with me.
I guess Alabama's pretty safe, huh?
I mean, I don't know. So it won't end up. I'll have a bad night if it's not safe. No, it seems like it's safe. I mean,
So you have
here. What's that?
you haven't seen one cop car.
No, so far, like here, I'll just show you. This is what I'm seeing. I mean,
Oh my god.
I hear some music over here.
No, don't go there. It's probably banjo.
Oh, that's that elixir place. They must have an upstairs with live music. Anyway,
At
that's
this,
another cigar spot though.
I'd be afraid to see people now at this point.
Yeah, I'll just start running.
Yeah, I feel like you're invading their privacy.
Yeah. So I'm on Spragan Street, wherever that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is across the street. It's like a big building. I don't know if it's a government building or what.
Dude,
But
what the fuck, man? There's not one car at any intersection.
oh wait, I can't. I saw this thing. Yeah, so there's this building up here. I don't know what it is, but I'll walk towards it. It looked pretty cool. But here's one person. But yeah, it's super quiet too.
So you didn't watch my video, man. You didn't hear what happened to me today.
No, what happened?
So when I came home from work, I parked in my parking garage. But when I was kind of pulling to my building, I saw a cop coming in my direction. I'm like, oh, why is there a cop over here? But lots of times they just make patrols or maybe something like a domestic at the apartment building or something like that. So I
Uh,
park in the garage and I get out and I walk to the dumpsters in the garage, which is by the entrance. And I'm just throwing, I had some garbage in my car. So I'm throwing like cans, like napkins out. But then, like, my entrance to my place is two entrances, like a horseshoe. So you could kind of circle in and out of the building on the first floor. So
okay.
when I turn around, there's a vehicle very close to me, and the guy in the car is looking at me, and I realize it's a police car
Oh,
because it didn't register because it wasn't there when I got out of my car. But this
oh,
which came around the other way, like behind me, like snuck in. And so I turn around, throwing out garbage, and just holding my lunch bag, and he's going home from work, and he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, but he's still looking at me after like a sec. I thought he was just gonna stop looking at me. So at this point now, I was like, "Yeah, how you doing? All right?" And he's like, "Yeah, how you doing?" And they kept on staring at me, and I'm like, "Is everything okay? Like, you need something? What's going on?" And
yeah.
he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're looking for someone that in a stolen vehicle." And I'm
Oh,
like, "You got the wrong guy." It's like, "I don't steal vehicles." I was like, "I live here," you know. But for a moment in time, he thought Richie was a felon. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
shit.
Because so I guess there were. So it turns out I guess there was a stolen car on on the property here with
Oh,
the Michigan plates on a red Chevy Volt,
oh,
and so whatever. But and so I just went up to him to shake his hand. I'm like, "Yeah, you do." And it turns out I know the cop because he was the cop that came to my house. Remember that all that bullshit happened?
yeah, yeah. With the neighbors.
And he was the Asian cop. I almost said DVD, but I didn't say
Oh, yeah. That wouldn't have ended well.
no. So
He might have
I
cited
shook
you.
his hand, and we start bullshit, whatever. And he starts telling me about the old neighborhood, and they're having trouble where we left because there's a bunch of people, domestics and crazy shit all the time. But it turns out that somehow, I guess, I don't know if they got a tip or one of those plate readers. That it was a stolen plate. So obviously, if it's stolen plates, it's going to be a stolen car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And but whatever. And so I said, well, I'll keep my eyes peeled, whatever. So we bullshitted for a while. He's a cool guy. But for a second though, like that cop when I turned around, and the way he was looking, he must have crept up so.
uh, he probably didn't know. He probably was like ready to draw his weapon on you.
He probably had his hand on it because the way he
Yeah.
parked everything. And then what's funny is right next to me in the parking lot there was two cars, my car and another car. You know what that car was? A Chevy. It was,
Oh,
but it was the wrong color though. But
uh,
he probably came in, saw a Chevy Volt, and
he
and
saw you.
he didn't see me coming out of my Toyota. You know what I'm saying though?
Oh shit.
Second, Richie was going to the
That
big.
ended up really bad too. That would have sucked.
Yeah, if I would have my hands in my pocket, like, yo, what the fuck you want? So
Yeah. And like,
but
what would you do? Like, yeah, if like, imagine if he was a plainclothes officer and pulled a gun out on you. You know what I mean? Like, shit, you wouldn't have known.
yeah, right, yeah, no, dude, yeah. So exactly, that could be. That's why they have to. It's supposed to identify themselves. But
Yeah.
like, he was in a police car, so I knew obviously who he was. He was a cop. But
Yeah.
like, he didn't say, he didn't ask me anything first. He was just staring at me. And normally, I guess if you're a criminal, you get the fuck out. So by me being like, yeah, how you doing? Like he's probably like, but at the same time, why would a person talk to a cop if he's a criminal voluntarily and go shake your hand? Like, like, hey, what's up, man? How
Yeah.
you? He's probably like, okay.
But
And then
did he remembered you, or did you remember? Did he, or you
we
remembered him?
both we both kind of remember each other at the same time. Because when I got closer, then he recognized it. Well, I was like, wait, I remember. He was like, oh shit, yeah, man, what's up? Yeah. It was a small world. He's like, "Oh, how's the missus? How you doing? All right?" I'm like, "Yeah." It was just
Oh,
funny. Uh,
it's good that it ended. It ended well.
it,
You
it
know.
was it was yeah, but it was bad timing though, man. Like literally, for the first time in my life, I was a suspect. You know, like it's like, you know,
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
yeah, no, dude, you know, it would have been funny. Can you imagine the same time, like if I lock my keys in the car, I'm trying to break into my car, like no, it's my car, I swear,
Oh God.
you know,
Yeah, it was not a good time to have a red Chevy Volt. Kind of interesting. Someone would try to steal a Chevy Volt, but they're expensive. So,
dude,
but
people steal anything, man.
you can imagine like a high speed chase, and then your battery dies. Like well, I guess the same thing with the car. The high speed chase, you run
Saving
out.
the, but it had Michigan plates, and Michigan plates in Colorado are going to stick out.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure they'll catch them.
Uh,
Unless their plates are going to switch it up to. But Chevy Volts, there aren't that many of them.
No, but see, the problem with that is that guy probably steal plates from someone else's car, and like so even though this is a pretty safe neighborhood, this is like the third time in like a month where like I said, they had a car here with no plates, and then there was a car here that got stolen, but then they got it back, but it still had no plates because the person when they stole it, they stole the plates and they smashed the back window. So like kind of three shady things in like a month. I guess Colorado's a good place to steal cars. I don't know.
Shoot, I don't know. Uh, so let's see where I'm. I don't even know where I'm at, but I saw this driving by. It's pretty kind of cool looking. It's just a parking garage.
Dude, there's no one there.
Yeah, I know. So this is the. I'm
What?
walking towards like where I drove in at. There's like this big. It looked like a lake. I guess I'm heading that way right now. I'm glad I went the right way because I wanted to walk this way, but I wasn't 100% sure I was walking the right way.
Yeah, Gio said you're gonna get abducted.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I've never seen a city because that's not like a major city, but it's not like it's a tiny little main street little town. That looks like a
Yeah,
small city. You know what I'm saying though? And
yeah,
like,
it is relatively small, but
but
the down
still, no one
area
there.
is. I guess no one's here. Yeah, I mean, like, really nobody. Or shoot,
Well,
maybe it's not a safe area. Maybe I shouldn't be walking around.
well, here's the thing. What if in Alabama on a Monday night by 10 o'clock? What if everyone's at home in bed? What if it's that kind of place? You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I mean, it might be. I don't know much about this place. So I'm right now. I'm near an arena, so I don't know what teams are in Alabama. I don't even know. They
It's
have a
probably a college team, right?
yeah. I don't know, but they have that's the arena, Props Arena. So whatever whatever teams are here, I guess some of them are playing at this arena. I think they have they had a hockey team, but I don't know if it's NHL. I mean, maybe someone will know. Yeah, I know they have the college teams, but I'm trying to think what professional teams does Alabama have. I don't know.
All I know is there's nothing going on here tonight.
Yeah, but this where I'm walking up to is pretty nice, so I'll show
Well, how
you.
far are you from the hotel?
So I'm actually staying further away from the downtown area, so I'm not staying in the downtown area. I drove here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but this is okay. So cool. This is the area I was trying to get to. I'm glad that I made it. So I'll show it to you before anything happens. so so it's like this big park. They have like a gazebo, this waterway, benches all around. It's like a really nice a cigar spot.
So you can smoke over here, right?
Yeah, I don't
Wow.
see why. We'll find out if I don't. I mean, there's no sign saying I can't smoke here, but it's like so nice. Like, look at this. I don't know if you can see it as well as I can, but
Yeah, dude, that no, it's nice, man. Shit, man, you could go there and like do cigar reviews out there in the park.
yeah, they got like a gazebo right there.
Yeah,
And, they got like
dude, I haven't seen
nice
one home.
bridge, water fountains all over. It's like super nice.
Dude, that's
And
the biggest metropolis area I've ever seen with nobody there.
yeah, I mean, there's nobody here. Like nobody. You see it as I'm seeing it. That's the stadium right there. Can you see it clearly? The
Yeah,
stadium?
dude, you're by a stadium, bro. There's no one there.
Yeah, there's nobody. Heck yeah, I don't see anybody. No one riding a bike or nothing. I just chilled this bench up here. So I got ducks over here. Shit to the ducks. But yeah. Oh shit, there's a big ass fish in there. You probably can't see it, but
Oh shit! How big?
is it too dark?
I can't see it.
There's a big. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them, man. They got like koi. They're koi. Shit, hold on. You can't see that?
You gotta put the flashlight on.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, they got koi up in this thing. I don't think I'll be able to get it. You can't see like that orange thing right there?
Oh, nah,
It's not coming in.
nah.
Oh, it's koi. They got a whole bunch of koi in there. That's cool. I see them swimming around. Big ass koi. But yeah.
Dude, I've never seen that in my life. I've
Yeah,
never seen, a pretty decent sized small city in a sense. And it looks so clean, and I haven't seen one homeless bum. Not one.
yeah, I haven't either. There's actually a couple of people across the way.
Yeah, what if those people are just robots?
The other people are gonna mug me.
Yeah, if you see them start swimming towards you, get out of there.
Well, yeah, you dumbass. Did you get the hint? There's nobody walking around. It's because we're robbing everybody.
And Gio said the Alabama transphobics.
Yeah, man, this is nice though, man. It's like I got the whole park to myself.
No, you got the whole fucking town to yourself.
Yeah, I got the whole city to myself. Shit.
Well, here's the thing. What if because you're a new guest to the city, they want to welcome you by giving you the whole city? Like, you
Yeah,
know what? Everyone stay inside. We have a guest.
yeah. I just hope I don't get robbed. I don't think so. It seems like a pretty safe place, but I don't know for sure.
Dude, I don't think you want to commit crime in Alabama. You don't want to go to county jail in Alabama.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. Like, I got to be really careful, because like, God forbid something happens and then you end up in like a
No, I'm saying
Alabama jail.
you're not going to get robbed because it's not like you're like in a bad neighborhood there. Like you're in the main city. Like, you know what I'm saying though? Like, you don't want to go to Alabama prison, man. So I think it's
No,
going to be okay, man.
I just picture like chain gangs. You know what I mean? Like the old like
Yeah, the old West. I
making
mean,
know
yeah, with
big
the sheriff.
rock, little rocks.
Yeah, the sheriff on the horse with the shot. You know, what are you smoking now? Is that the Davidoff still?
Yeah,
Are you lighting that shit up?
trying to light it with one hand.
Oh, go ahead, put the phone down.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll write this cigar right here. Last third is phenomenal. If you haven't had the Hemingway Maduro in signature or masterpiece or work of art or anything, these cigars, this cigar right here, 4.7,
Oh,
phenomenal.
yeah.
Hemingway Maduros in any size, but this is the masterpiece. It's just been a beautiful Maduro, chocolatey, semi-spicy experience. But in the last third, it picks up to medium full. I can't stress it enough. Hemingway Maduros in uh, all sizes, but you get to like the work of art, the short story. I'm sorry, work of art, signature, and this is the masterpiece. Phenomenal stuff. You got to try these out, bro.
Yeah. No, I haven't. Like I said, I have one at home, so I'll definitely smoke it. I got so many cigars I want to try that I have already. That's like the frustrating thing about buying all these singles is that I get so many of them, and then I have so many to try. But I guess that's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, bro, you gotta smoke your shit, man. Because I told you guys what happened today in my family back in New York.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
my cousin, only 46. He passed away.
Oh,
Uh, he came home from work and everything was fine. And the next day he didn't show up to work. They didn't call out. And he's in construction, so you gotta call if you're not coming in. And he called. So they had someone go. You know, because he worked with my other cousin, so I'm sure that the family went out there and they found him, in the apartment.
yeah, man.
And he was in good health. He was in the gym. And
But you
for
think it has some? You think there's for sure a correlation between that and the jab? I guess.
I can't say for sure. I didn't ask if he took it, but the fact that he was like literally, he was eating like keto and like vegetables and like he was eating really clean. You know what I'm saying? He
Doesn't
really,
add up. Like it, especially if you don't have you're healthy, you're doing everything right. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. Life is, you never know
Yeah,
what.
but hey, let's just play devil's advocate. Normally speaking, 46 is not that old. And normally speaking, if someone is the guy was in very good cardio shape, he had no fat on him at all, he was exercising, um, eating good, uh, living a healthy lifestyle. Normally, you don't die at 46. We got to say that though, right?
Yeah,
Normally, that's
yeah,
not right.
yeah.
So,
Especially
especially
out of
because
the
I
blue.
asked my cousin today. I said, "Well, did he have any health problems? Like, was he on like medication for his heart? No, nothing. Never had any problems. So that's It used to be rare. Now it's kind of common, And it's so when I bring up those topics about the jab, I'm not bringing it up lightly. If there is from my research, what I've seen is when the pandemic was going on, a lot of companies that are making it, there was no inspection on quality control. So even let's just say if the jab wasn't dangerous, if you got something where fast production, kind of like okay in the war, right? If you look at war production weapons, when they're going to be less quality than like peacetime. Why? Because you got to make them and you just got to get them out there. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, yeah,
At the same time, anything made in rush. When you're talking about people's health, and if you're rushing out these vaccines without any inspection, and from what I heard, a lot of these things because they have to be kept at a certain temperature, they weren't kept that way, and you know what I'm saying though. And so, could it be a situation of people getting stuff with uh, bad quality control? Because you can't say everyone that took it had a heart attack, but there
hmm
has enough. So
yeah,
there has to be some because my girlfriend took it. I wouldn't take it, but like my brother took it. He didn't die. My father took it. He didn't die, but
yeah.
my 46, he took it. Well, maybe I don't know, but I mean, what else could explain 46? And especially, it wasn't like, oh, you got sent home early because he wasn't feeling good. Like, no, like everything's fine. Normally, okay, I used to deal with heart attacks. My friend back in New York who's like 72, Vietnam vet, and there was a city cop. He's had 17 stents in his heart, and he's still alive. Like normally, if you have health insurance and you have some heart problems, they'll just keep on taking care. Like the body's pretty durable if you have
Mm,
problems, like the normal way. Like you know what I'm saying? If you have like what do they call it, cholesterol and like what's it called, blockage. And
yeah,
dude, this guy's had 17 stents and he's still alive. So and he's 72. So it's not normal for your first heart attack generally to die. The
yeah,
moment you get pains, you go to the hospital. Okay, you got to watch your weight, you got to watch your medicine, whatever. Cut back on drinking, whatever. But like 46 and your first heart attack kills you, it's generally not the norm. You get what I'm trying to say?
yeah. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. And that's like one of my worst fears too, because I now that I'm living on my own, you know, God forbid something happens. It's like when you're married, it's like you got your wife's there, or you got family in the area. For me, it's like you know, a major concern. I almost feel like I need to get one of those
You're
lines,
not,
the button like
you're
the old people have.
not for hours. We're calling the police.
Yeah.
You
What's
know,
that?
if you're not in the dome chat during the day for 24 hours, I'll
Yeah.
call. I'll,
Okay.
I'll, I'll, I'll send an ambulance. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo,
Something's up. Because the other thing concern I have is my dog. Because like God forbid, like something happened to me, and my dog was like locked up in my apartment. But I have a neighbor that probably after a while, I'm sure they would. Well, you
dude,
never know. My dog might be barking. Who knows if anyone would ever come?
nah, dude,
As long as my dog's okay, that I'm,
we'll send Gail Sack down to check on you.
do nightly visits.
Yeah. Are
Uh,
you okay?
Two people walk by, so I guess I'm not the only one in the park. But now they're gone, so now I am the only one in the park.
That's crazy.
But there was two people that walked
But
by me.
you know what though, that is a scary thing to think of, to die alone by yourself. And if anything, you just hope it was quick. You know what I'm saying? Though, because
Yeah,
was it quick, and that means let's just say if you were there like that for 24 hours, and if you would have got to a hospital, you could have been saved. That would
yeah,
be you know what I'm saying?
that would be horrible. Like if something happened where you couldn't move, but you're still alive, and yeah,
Well, let's
it,
say you had a heart problem out of nowhere, and you fall and you hit your head, and now you're bleeding on your head, and you got to get to an ambulance. If no one's there,
well, you know what I'm thinking. I think I might be wrong, but I think Apple Watch has something where, like it detects your your pulse, and I think that it can automatic. I think you can enable it to like automatically call 911 if it detects something, And it has like that other thing with that fall feature, where if you
Oh,
like if you're riding a bike and the car hits you or whatever, and you know, it will call automatically. But you know what? That reminds me, I need to enable that shit because I
yeah.
have an Apple Watch, but I have to double check to make sure I enabled that stuff.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful because what if you're like with a woman and they're like, "Sir, are you okay? Your blood pressure is going up." You're like, "Yeah, I'm having."
Police bust in, and you're like, "No, get the hell out of here! I'm okay."
Yeah. Oh no, you're just in there. You're in there watching DVD. Like,
The Christmas socks.
exactly. So, yeah. Dude, what's funny when I was talking to the cop, like as I'm talking to him, because I once realized we knew each other, we're bullshitting, hanging out, talking, and he was telling me about whatever was going on in the neighborhood. All of a sudden, my phone rings, and I'm like, "Oh, hold on, officer," and on my phone it said Westminster Police Department. And I said, "Are you calling me?" The cop's like, "No." I said, "Hold on." I answered the phone. She's like, "Yeah, this is the police department." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, did you just call us and hang up?" And I'm like, "No." And I was like, "I have the best witness in the world. I'm talking to a police officer now, like car so and so." I was like, "You want me to put him on the phone?" No, no, no. We believe. Because what happened right before the cop got there, I was on the phone with Gio, and I hung up the phone, but maybe the phone was in my pocket. But
Mm,
somehow my phone called 911.
huh.
I don't even, you know what I'm saying? No. So my
Maybe,
point is,
maybe your
but
blood pressure went up when you saw the officer.
no, but that means while I was talking to the cop, the 911's probably just hearing my conversation. Yeah, how you doing? Like in my pocket. You know,
Wow.
like dude, that I hope you know what I'm saying? No, like I had no, it was such a
No,
and I had paranoid issues to begin with. So so in the same second, for the cop thought I was a car thief, and he's like, "No, we're not a car thief." And then 911 calls me, and I'm like, "No, I didn't call you." And like I was like, "Yeah, I'll put you on the phone with the cop." No, no, we believe you. Okay, okay, sorry. Like, what were the chances? I do some
that,
weird.
that's the one instance in the world where 911 calls you and the cop had already responded.
Yeah, yeah, they're like, "Are you okay?" I have a cop right, like,
That's
a
the
little.
best response ever.
It's like, "Are you okay, sir?" This is a real police state. You know what I'm saying? Though, but it's just like, it's like we're in like communist China. Like it's just, dude. No, it was really weird. It was the weird. Now maybe it was just, I guess, ironic, but that has never happened before. While
Yeah,
I was talking to a cop where I live, and the police called me, like, "All right, bro, like, how much police can we get here now?" Like,
yeah. I don't know. That's weird. Well, yeah, it's almost as weird as me being in Huntsville by myself, but
yeah, dude. Yeah, it was a strange
weird
day.
day.
We're bored. Um, I got to talk to my other cousin who's really close to him and find out what happened because, but even if it was, let's say the jab, they're not going to tell you that. They're just going to say, "Oh, we don't know why." That's because it's almost like the biggest cover up because if it is what's happening, you got to be honest about it. Like if people are taking something that could be possibly dangerous, at least admit to it because like I said, growing up, I didn't have any family die of heart attacks at 46. In fact, I didn't have any family die of heart attacks at all, at all. So
Mm,
it's not like it can be common, but it's generally like, okay, the guy's a heavy drinker and a heavy cigarette smoker, and he's 200 pounds overweight, and he's been doing this for 30 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, like
yeah,
the body's pretty resilient. Like for example, my cousin's father, he was like 75 when he died, but he had like the worst diabetes, and he didn't take care of himself, and he was always eating bad food. He drank for 50 years, and he smoked cigarettes for 50 years, and he still made it to 75. So
mm,
like so for a guy to be a health nut and go to the gym every day, and know
yeah,
it's I wasn't friends with him on Facebook, and but this past week I'll be dead serious. This past week, Facebook just kept on recommending me his Facebook account. But what was weird was he was using like a nickname, like I just knew him as Russ, but it said Russell, and then like partially of his last name, so I didn't know who it was. So let's say your last name is um I don't know, steamship, but you just use steam or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was partial. It was his full name. I only knew him as his nickname, Russ. So it was like Russell, and then the first three letters of his last name. And in the picture, it was like a real. Well, you can like adjust the coloring and everything. So you really, I couldn't really tell it was him because like yeah, like he was like flexing without his shirt on, and like it was like I couldn't, you could barely see his face in the picture. So, but Facebook kept on recommending me as a friend, and I'm
Mm.
like this guy, like, but all week, and even this morning before I found out, like Facebook kept recommending for me to friend request, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and then once I saw he died, and then I realized, oh shit, and then I clicked on it, and it was him because then I could see his face, you know. But it was just so weird that like it's Facebook's. It's almost like did Facebook know he was going to die?
Yeah, that's weird, man. Yeah, because it just came out of the blue, like right before he passed away.
Really
Yeah.
creepy shit, man. Really creepy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's a shame. I'm sorry again that you lost your cousin at such a young age. Unexpected. That's the worst thing. It's like when it's so unexpected. It's the one thing like if someone's having health problems and then you kind of know it's coming.
Or
But when,
suicide, like okay, well you can't prevent suicide. You never know when that's going to happen.
right, yeah,
But just to like put it this way, we've been doing this show 4 years, and guys that smoke cigars, and I don't. We haven't had one person in the show like, oh yeah, this guy dropped dead of a heart attack. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and,
I hope I'm not the first, man. I'm like
I'll start selling T-shirts. Big firm, R.I.P. Big homie.
in Huntsville. R.I.P. Huntsville.
Dude, no, dude, you're not gonna be the first.
Yeah,
And
if I
I
back, if
don't
I'm back to my car, I'll be okay.
even
It is
want to. I don't
yeah.
even want to
I'm like,
bets.
is there something I don't know about Huntsville? I don't know. We'll see. I should have checked the crime rate before I came down here, but it's one of them things you don't really think about.
Yeah, but I wonder, what if like the Great Purge already happened up there and everyone killed each other? There's no one left.
I'm just walking around, totally oblivious to the fact that purge is going on. I see
No,
any people with like masks, yeah, I'm definitely gonna start fucking double
is
time.
this night there like going out?
Is it what's that?
Is this your first night going out?
Yeah, it's my first night in downtown. This is like you're you're on the trip with me to Huntsville. Yeah, first time. I
Now,
was here ago, but it was so long ago. It was like 20 years ago, and I didn't go anywhere. So this is my first time like actually exploring.
but how did the business trip go?
It didn't start yet, so tomorrow I have to get up early tomorrow and take care of that. But I'll only be here for a few days. I leave actually Friday. I'll be back in Tampa. So I
Interesting.
figure I'll come down here, check out Huntsville, see what it's like. I mean, it's a free trip, so. But yeah, I only went to that one cigar shop this today, and then tomorrow I'll probably come back to downtown and then go to that cigar lounge. They had one that looked really nice. It was called oh shoot, was it Vintage? I think it was called Vintage Cigar or something like that. And look, I saw the pictures of the place. I mean, if you look it up, I think it's called Vintage Cigar, um, and then Huntsville. If you look it up, the place looks amazing. But then I looked it up. So on Google, I think it got good reviews. But I always check Yelp. There's a lot of time. Like I used to be a Yelper a long time ago, but any case, I checked Yelp. I'm like, let me just check Yelp to see what it got, and it got like horrible reviews on Yelp. And apparently, I was reading some of the comments because I'm like, how does Google give it such great reviews, and then Yelp didn't? Um, but then when I checked Yelp, apparently there was like this one guy who commented about Gurkha, and there was some I didn't even hear about this story. Something about Gurkha saying something racist, and he went into the shop and according to the guy's comment on Yelp, he's saying that he talked to the owner about Gurkha about their racist comments, and the owner said that they supported what Gurkha said. But I'm like, what the hell did Gurkha say? I don't even know about this shit.
This was a couple of years ago, uh, during the BLM stuff. So the
Yeah.
guy that runs Gurkha, I don't remember the whole comment, but I think it was. I'm not sure it was a situation where a riot was happening
Oh, okay.
and said something supporting the police. I don't know the whole situation.
Yeah.
And
I don't know anything about.
think I recall that kind of what he said. It was maybe some people might just think of bad taste, but it was more like it was a very anti-police time, and I don't know the whole situation.
Yeah.
But it was something like that. But yeah, there was like an anti-Gurkha movement for a little bit, and that's
Uh,
why Juan Lopez, the guy I interviewed, that him and this other guy, not Luke Casey, but it was like a real Italian Guido name. They made him the boss, and basically the guy
uh,
company. He's just kind of
oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, I guess one comment was about that, and then I didn't read the other comments. But anyway, I want to check
if
the.
if you own a company outside of promoting your product, you kind of gotta like no matter what you say, you're gonna offend half the country. I wouldn't if you represent any company. I'm just saying it'd be smart just to be like, yeah, here's my
Yeah, you
cigar.
got to be careful when you're a business owner because you don't want to make enemies. You really don't want to. I mean, I guess that's the part of the with politics the way it is. If you openly say which side you're on, you might lose a lot of customers. So you got to be careful when you're a business owner.
Yeah, but at the same time, then you might gain more on the other side though. So it's a
Yeah, yeah,
if they say the thing is bad press. If I recall correctly, it wasn't. I don't think what he said was like completely racist. Like okay, I hate blank and blank or something like that. But I don't think it was maybe. If anything, it was probably a poor choice to comment on anything. Just she probably just lay low because you're just trying to sell cigars. You're not
yeah,
like news or CNN. Like you know.
yeah,
But then again, like imagine if they started making like conservative cigars and like liberal cigars and like
yeah. You never know. It could
the all new Davidoff abortion. You know, say like you know
happen.
you got the abortion rights cigar, and then you'll have like the all new Partagas pro Second Amendment cigar. You're like, oh wow, they got a cigar for everyone. You know,
Well, they had the Mason one, so like,
yeah, that was in poor taste because that's a private group and it's a semi in a way it's open. People know about the group, but it's still a secret group with inside of it. They should have never made a cigar brand because when I joined that, you were not there. You part of the oath is you're not supposed to use anything for the club for your own like personal benefit. So let's say, for example, you sold tires, like big firms tires. You couldn't make Mason hubcaps as part of your logo because you don't own that. You don't own it's a copyright infringement. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
No.
yeah. I don't know the whole backstory on that, but on the Mason cigars,
If you want to know my opinion, I think they're hurting so much for
the membership.
membership
Yeah,
that I
they've
think that
got some kind of deal. Yeah, I imagine some of the
I think
pros.
there's more advertisement, to get guys in, which to me you don't want to have. It's a thing. If you want someone to come, you don't want someone to come because I smoked your cigar. It's kind of like if you join the army because you watch Rambo. Like that's a
Yeah,
stupid
yeah,
reason to join.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah.
When do I get to be Top Gun? You're like, you're not even in the Navy. Oh shit!
Speaking of Top Gun, I saw Tom Cruise. He was on what show was it? Shit, he was on some talk show, but it was kind of interesting because I forget what wasn't shit. It was one of the night shows, But they interviewed him, but I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him. The last interview I remember was the one with Oprah Winfrey. When he was jumping on the couch.
He did one after that about pharmaceuticals. He's actually anti-pharmaceutical, and they were
Okay.
about antidepressants, and he was saying there is no such thing as antidepressants, and there's no reason to take them, and that's only going to mask the issue, and the issues you have to deal with the person to get them right, as opposed to just giving them pills. Which, in a way, I kind of agree with them. Um, then again, if you're throwing shit on the wall and you're batshit crazy and you need to go to a psych ward, that's a whole nother level. But
Yeah.
most people, it's like if you watch any commercial, like, do you have depression? I mean, while you just came home from food shopping, you spent $300. You're like, yeah. It's like, do you hate your life? Yeah, traffic sucks. Take these pills, and you're like, and then they list the side effects. Side effects include anal bleeding. You know, and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing that I took away from the interview was that how dedicated he is to his fans, like
Mm,
and like it's almost like he's so selfless.
mm.
Like at least this is how the interview went. It was like if you watch the interview, he basically was like he does all these crazy things because he does it for the fans,
Yeah.
and he really loves his fans. Like,
And
and
he's only amping it up the older he gets. He's getting in my opinion, the way he's going, God forbid, but I think he might go out in an accident filming, and I think that's the way he wants to go.
Yeah, I
And
think so.
be remembered forever because every movie now he's getting old. He's in his 60s, and he's flying jets. He's
Yeah,
flying helicopters solo. He's jumping off buildings. He in his new movie Mission Impossible 7, he he drives a motorcycle off a ramp off a
okay. So that's what so they showed that clip. He said he did it 8 times.
in, his, in
When
the
you
same.
watch, it, you're like, holy shit! Like this is so suicidal. Like, but he did that shit 8 times, and
But
yeah,
let's rephrase what he did. He's on a mountain, and he drives a motorcycle off the mountain. And every time they got to get a new motorcycle because the motorcycle's
yeah,
done.
right.
So
Yeah,
I was his big budget. So he drives a motorcycle off a ramp, off a mountain, and
yeah,
then parachutes. But if he
yeah.
doesn't speed right, he could die. He's got to clear the mountain. You know what I'm saying? No, like
No. He was talking about it. He said he had to tape his shoelaces because if anything got caught to that motorcycle, he's going down. But then after he makes that jump, he said he had like 6 seconds to like react. Like that's like nothing. Like
no, because what if you get off and you tumble and you know.
right, yeah. So he was talking about that, and then he had a funny story about like how he so what he does is he wants to be like a normal guy, right? But he's Tom Cruise, so goes in like incognito on like New York subways. So he was telling the story about like, he does it like often apparently, like, but he's in disguise. But he said he went into the New York subway in disguise, and he like this girl. He said he looked up and she like started staring at him, and then he was just like, at first he said she was like looking around, and then she looks at him, and then he's just like, but yeah, you never know, man. You could be in a New York subway and Tom
That
Cruise.
guy. How about the other one? When remember he tied himself to an airplane that took off.
Oh, dude, he did so
Dude,
much
you
crazy
know how
shit.
dangerous that is.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess that's like part of the thrill of like he's not a he's like he doesn't even probably have a stunt man. You know what I mean? Like he is the stunt man. Yeah.
Dude, one of his movies. Okay, how about when he was climbing outside that building in Dubai?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah, it was Mission Impossible. I think 4.
Yeah. Like all the scenes that he does, it's like that isn't green screen. That's like him doing that shit. Like
No, and then in 5 he did a thing underwater. Remember that one? He did like a 2-minute scene underwater. How do you hold? He's like, yeah, I trained for 2 years to hold my breath. Like,
yeah.
who the fuck does a 2-minute scene underwater, like swimming, like in a pipe? And if he didn't make it, he'd die. He'd drown. Like, come on, that dude.
Yeah.
Like,
He's an interesting guy, man. Like I remember his movies from back in the day, man. He was like a huge star back then. It's like he it's like a lot of these actors and actresses, they like peak, and then like you never hear about them again. Like so many famous actors in our lifetimes.
dude, he's
Like
been out in the 80s.
he's been out since the 80s, and he just peaked in the 80s, and it just like if anything he just continued to like become
Yeah,
even more famous. But you
yeah.
would think in the 80s he couldn't get more famous. But that
No,
guy's a legend, man, when it comes to like acting. And he's actually like I truly think like Tom Cruise is like he's one of
Tom,
my
the
actors.
big movie star of all time.
Yeah,
Nobody has peaked longer. He's been
yeah,
hot in the 80s since like Top Gun.
yeah,
Until even now. And now it's just getting bigger and bigger, more dangerous. And
yeah.
it's like, what else can the guy do? Like, what else? What else?
Yeah. How long can he keep this up for? And he's
Well,
still like he kind of like still kind of wonder like what's his regiment for like diet and exercise. Like that guy, imagine he
oh,
had
dude,
the military, man. He would have been the most badass soldier like ever to ever live.
dude. But then he's also like one of the fastest humans on Earth. Do you know how fast he can run?
Oh no, I don't know, but
I thought like he could go up to like 27 miles an hour. Dude, he can run fast, bro.
yeah, he's in like amazing shape. It's like, man, that guy, Tom Cruise.
Then on that last Tom Cruise movie, remember he jumped across the building and he broke his ankle, like
Yeah,
but he caught, like dude, like, and then
yeah.
and then he did the scene again with the broken ankle, and
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like he could have been like, had he been in like law enforcement or the military, he would have just been like, he's the kind of guy that got shot and just kept on going.
yeah, no, honestly, I don't think Tom Cruise. I said a statement before. I said Tom Cruise is technology. Like I think he just I think he has chips in his brain, and he keeps on getting upgraded. I don't see him slowing down.
No, I don't.
I honestly I don't think I'll ever see him die. Like at this point, like he's gonna go to 100, right? Easily 100.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. We'll see.
But at what point? How many more Mission Impossible? Okay, so he's in his 60s now doing Mission Impossible 7. Okay, so is he going to do it in the 70s? Mission Impossible, like 8 and 9, he's in his 70s.
Yeah, man. I don't know. There has to be a point where it's just like, yeah, you're gonna have to give it up. But
Yeah, but it's getting crazier. Like, dude, okay, dude, how old are you?
yeah, I'm 46. I'm the same age
Okay,
as.
okay.
Yeah,
So can you imagine in one day driving 8 motorcycles off a mountain, parachuting 8 times?
I couldn't even do it. I don't know if I could have done it in my 30s. I
Like, you know what I'm saying? Though,
was
like,
already broke.
and oh, but he's making a lot of money. No, no, this is not like a fake movie green screen. Like, I don't care how much money you're making. Well, if you see that scene, you could Google it. To drive a motorcycle off a mountain like a bridge, if you don't pick up the speed or if you get scared and try to slow down, it's only wide enough. If you slow down, how's he gonna do? You're gonna fall off that little bridge they built. You know.
Yeah, you kind of wonder, man. It keeps upping the ante too. You know what I mean? He's getting older, and he's doing even more and more crazy stuff. So it's like,
I
it,
think he's so numb to danger that
yeah,
he's addicted to danger,
yeah.
dude. The Top Gun movie, he's flying jets. Like, how much more dangerous can you get? Like, he's flying jets, and he's not. He is a pilot, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not his job, so it's like
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I, the only thing left he could do, I think, in what's it called, Mission Impossible 8. Maybe if he does like a bare knuckle fight, Mike Tyson, maybe. You know,
I'm sure he could probably. We don't even know his fighting skills. Like that guy might be like just a ninja. You know,
well, that's remember he did that ninja movie, the samurai movie, The Last Samurai.
yeah, the Last Samurai. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, dude, like in a lot of the movie, they're using real swords and everything. Like
That,
that was a
that,
dangerous
I
movie
didn't
to
have
me.
that movie. Yeah, he definitely does know how to fight that with samurai swords.
Yeah, but how about the movie Collateral when he was the hitman with the USP 45?
Yeah.
Dude, did you see his fast draw? He could draw, dude. He blasted both those guys in like 1.2 seconds. Like, that's a pretty good draw, man. Like
What, what, what about well now? Okay, so this is another actor who's also getting older, but does some crazy shit, but not on Tom Cruise level. But Keanu Reeves.
yes, but okay.
Tom
Keanu
Cruise,
it's
but
still a more controlled environment.
yeah, yeah,
He's doing a lot of fake fighting stuff, which
yeah.
it's still dangerous, but it's nowhere near on Tom Cruise level.
Not on
Uh,
Tom Cruise level, but I'm just saying he's another older guy
yeah.
out of his own. He does a lot of his own shit too, like in John
Oh,
Wick. That's like him
that
straight.
could go wrong where because he's doing a lot of shit, man. You could break your neck, doing all that jujitsu stuff at his age. You could, you land wrong. If you land wrong when you're doing all those rolling and everything, and
Yeah,
you get hurt.
yeah, yeah. He's another guy who rides on subways, but he
Yeah,
doesn't disguises. He just
yeah.
goes on the subway.
But
Keanu
no,
Reeves is crazy.
yeah. Well, did you ever see the sad? What's his name? Sad Keanu Reeves. Like I think that's the kind of thing those guys. They don't care about the money. They don't care about the fame. I think they've had so much money and fame for so long, and since the '80s for him, they're probably sick of it, and they just. I think they enjoy making these realistic movies because you feel some kind of connection. I guess you know what I'm saying though. Like, I don't think Keanu Reeves is a stuck-up guy at all. He seems a real down to
Oh,
earth.
like a really down to earth guy. Like yeah, like I mean, I think him and Tom Cruise that there's some similarities. Of course, like
Yeah,
we, that he's not on the same level with Tom Cruise with the stunts and whatnot. But
yeah.
I'm just like really dedicated to their profession, but also very humble and very like they're the kind of people that if you came up to them, because there's a lot of athletes and people that have a lot, actors, actresses, athletes. If you walked up to a master for an autograph, someone would just be like, "Fuck you!" Like I don't have time for that or whatever. But I already know like Tom Cruise has said like even I think it might have been Jimmy Kimmel he was on. Anyway, uh, they said like when he goes out and meets the fans, he just spends hours with them. And Keanu Reeves, I'm sure, is the same way. I mean, I'm sure if you walked up to him and asked him like, hey, I'm a fan, Could you sign this? He
And
probably
people
not
talk about Tom Cruise that when they
right.
met him, they said he was like the most passionate person they ever met, and he would look you right in the eye and talk to you like he was scary. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he would like it's like oh shit, Tom Cruise gives a shit about my life. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like no dude, it's no you gotta respect their craft because they don't need the money. Like
No,
Tom Cruise is a billionaire. He doesn't need the
no,
money.
no.
He's the only billionaire on earth that's doing this crazy shit for a movie, and he's just pushing the limits of what I guess you could do.
I know what he's gonna do next. He's
What's
gonna go.
that?
I know what he's gonna do next. I
What's
figured
that?
he's going to space.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was gonna smoke a quorum cigar.
Maybe he'll smoke a quorum in space.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, what could he do? I'm looking forward to this movie because, like you said, what else could he do? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, what else is there left? I
Yeah.
mean,
There's
fly-
always something, man. There's always gonna be something that he could. He's probably thinking in his mind like, I've done all this crazy shit. What can I do next? So I'm
well,
sure
in
he
the
might.
last he jumped out the plane, right? With the at the highest elevation. What was he at? Like 10,000 feet or more than that? How high was he when he jumped?
I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it was high. Like, I mean, like it was the highest dive out of any movie ever happened. Like, it was like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's definitely another level, man. And props to Tom Cruise. I still gotta, I still haven't seen Top Gun. I'm ashamed to say it, but I still have not seen Top Gun 2. I need to go see it.
oh, you got to see that. But you
Yeah.
should watch the last top Mission Impossible movie because he trained for years to do solo. He was flying a helicopter, but like through like these mountain ranges, but like solo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anything wrong, there's no jumping out of a helicopter, you know. So, um, and I mean like death defying shit. And then like to get in the okay to get in the helicopter, he started off on the floor and there was like a rope dangling like these supplies, like a net.
Right. Yeah, I remember. I
And he
saw. Yeah.
climbed up that, and he did have a little tiny like safety rope on him, but like the green screened that out. But dude, who would go onto a helicopter while it's going up in the air, jump onto one of the rope and climb up and get in the moving helicopter up in the sky, and then throw the guy out, and then he threw the guy out of the helicopter and then took ownership of the helicopter and then dude, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
can you
No
imagine?
one be able to. I think he's the goat of like being an actor and doing your own stunts. Like it's gonna be hard for anybody to ever
Nobody, nobody,
do it.
nobody would ever have the balls.
Yeah.
That's just a one-time deal. What do you picture Tom Hanks doing that? No, no. Like, like not even Arnold or Stallone. Like Stallone,
Yeah.
Arnold, great action movies, but
No.
tons of tons of CGI, tons of stunt doubles. And wrong, those guys are from like not anymore. They're getting older, but like you got to give it to like Stallone stayed. If anyone stayed in the most, I guess, ripped, jacked shape, Stallone did the longest. But he's like 74, 70. How much more could he stay jacked? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, but
Even
but
man, The Rock. He's another actor who is really humble because he came to Hawaii when he was filming what was it, Jumanji, and there's like clips of him just like the crowds of people lining up on the set, and he just goes out and jokes and laughs with them and just spends the time just walking down and meeting everybody. But even he was huge, with the whole when he was in wrestling and then went into acting. But I saw a video of him recently, and he's starting to look like actually really old. But
well, he's got to be in his 50s. And the thing is, a big guy like him or Arnold, they age a lot harder. And on
yeah,
top, they did do obviously some uh, enhanced to get that
yeah,
big. You know what I'm saying? Where Tom Cruise, he was always like lean and he was like in running shape, like
yeah,
cardio shape.
yeah,
But out of all those guys, Tom Cruise has the most stamina. Like
yeah.
like that, Tom Cruise could go run 10 miles and then go jump off a building and
Yeah.
he did that in the Mission Impossible movie. You remember that with the rock climbing and everything in
Yep.
part two,
Yep.
the old
Yep.
one.
Yep. I
Like
remember.
he was really doing that. Like remember
Yeah.
he was hanging off the side of the mountain,
Yep.
and he really did that shit.
Oh yeah. I know.
Like fuck that. Like that's where you draw the line. Like rock climbing and mountain climbing. Like there's no faking that. Like Yeah, you're on a mountain, and like, and even the scene. I remember seeing the behind the scenes of that movie. At the end, remember they had the motorcycle knife fight on the beach, like at the end of the movie. So,
Yeah,
so the bad guy, like so they drive motorcycles at each other, but they jump off the motorcycles.
that was the
And
Ducatis, right? Was that they had the Ducati?
yeah, this was in part two in 1999. But so the motorcycles like almost crash in midair, but the guys like tackle each other midair. You know how dangerous that is, like to like ride motorcycles with each other and both collide. And then the bad guy had a knife, right? And remember Tom Cruise, the knife stopped right before his eye, like in the movie. I don't remember that part. But
It's a long ago, but I remember seeing that movie. Yeah,
but this is what they did to do that. They could have just like held like a knife, like put a clip in, like the guy pulls a knife and he goes to stab him and he catches his hand right before it like stops his eye. No, no. Tom Cruise wants it really happen. So what they did was they attached like a metal string to the knife and they measured it out exactly like a quarter inch from his eye, and they let the guy run and jump and actually try to stab his face and hoping the steel chain would stop it, and it did. But like that,
the
what
risk they
that
taken, man. Risk
dude,
is shit.
dude, what if you were an inch closer, you'd be blind? Who would let someone run and jump with a knife, knowing the steel cable would stop the knife? Like right, and it was a real knife. Like so, like like they were
That
saying, like
a
oh
lot,
Tom, you can't
but
do this. The company won't insure it. You're not allowed to do this. And Tom's like, I don't care. We're still going to do it. And you're like, even in the movie Collateral, there's a scene where they're driving the taxi cab and they flip it and they crash it and and the cab rolls over. Tom Cruise was really in the cab.
holy
Like,
shit.
Tom, you don't have to be in there. Like, we'll just flip the car and then put you back in it. He's like, no, I want the cameras in there. I want to be in the cab
He's
when it
like,
crashes.
no CGI, no CGI.
Dude, literally, watch that movie again. Like, so in the scene, like where the cab crashes, it flips upside down. He was in it. Like, why?
That
You
was
know,
a Michael Mann film, actually.
yeah,
Michael,
that was
yeah,
one of the best, man. Like that, Collateral was completely underrated. That's such a great
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Uh,
That was a movie. I love that movie.
yeah, no, he played that was the most badass role, like because he was an assassin. Like it was just,
Yeah, he
you
was like
know,
a bad guy, but he's really a good guy at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah, no, he wasn't just like a maniac. He was hired to do a job and whatever, and so he was just taking out the people he had to take out in the movie. But like, um, he was a complete like professional killer in that movie, and I mean, the way it had to end in a way where they had to kill him because there was some kind of morality. It was like, oh well, yeah, bad
Yeah.
guys. But like the ending bothered me in that movie because there's no way a taxi driver was going to win against Tom Cruise as a hitman. But I think they wanted to just end it that way because that was like one of his only movies he dies.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think because he probably wanted that way because he played like a villain. So I guess he wanted to be like, sometimes movies, the villain they have to lose because, but in real life, the villains generally don't lose. So like,
And then
but
there's Tropic Thunder.
yeah,
One of his best performances.
he said I'm only gonna do it if I could dance and have fat fingers. Yeah, that was yeah, dude. I mean, no
Yeah,
no one's had a career like that.
no, the legend.
I
Poor Nicole Kidman though.
Well, I don't think he's probably a good person to be married to. He's probably a nut job, but how could you not be like he's probably
Yeah.
not making movies though. He's always making movies, bro. Like
Well,
he's
Nicole Kidman and the other. What's the other girl's name? The one that the
divorced.
last. Yeah, shoot, Katie Holmes.
Yeah,
Holmes.
yeah, and I told you the weird connection with Tom Cruise and Batman. Both Tom Cruise's past wives were in Batman movies.
Dude, he would be an awesome Batman. Now that I'm thinking about it, like him as Bruce Wayne, he'd be an awesome Batman. But he'd be like a smaller Batman, but still, he'd be a
Dude,
pretty
yeah,
Batman.
he actually do his own stunts. Like, you'd be the most crazy.
Yeah, dude.
They'll never let it happen for some reason. He was casted to possibly be Batman for 1989, Michael Keaton, and
Uh,
they go Michael Keaton. And but it's just weird that they never chose Michael Keaton to be Batman, but he got both his wives to play Batman's girlfriend. It's weird.
Wait, here's a quick question: Was Tom Cruise? I can't remember. Did he win? Okay, so wait. Shit, Rain Man. He probably got an Academy Award nomination at least. He might have won, but I'm just trying to think.
No, I don't think he
Academy
ever won
Award.
an Oscar.
That's what I was gonna say. Has he won an Oscar? Dude, if he hasn't won an Oscar, he's got to have been nominated. He had to been nominated for Rain Man. Rain Man was that movie was.
Yeah, but he got one. Honestly, I think for Last Samurai, that was a great movie. He
Yeah,
did.
he probably was nominated a bunch of times, but
Oh,
I don't.
how about the Vietnam movie? When he was the like a washed up vet in the wheelchair.
Born on the Fourth of July.
Great movie.
That might have been one he might have won for. I can't remember. I got to look it up.
That was Oliver Stone.
That was a great movie, man. That was a.
What one? He did another one with Oliver Stone. Remember the one with he played the pilot and they were flying the drugs.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! What was the name of that movie?
That was under the radar, but that was he died in that movie too. He got shot.
Oh no, I got confused with Johnny Depp. Never
No, no,
mind.
no. He was flying
I didn't see that movie. I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think
with
I saw.
America or something like that, where like he was flying.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
He was a smuggler. You know what I'm saying though?
I'm thinking of Blow with Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
for a
That
second.
was me too,
That was
man.
good, though.
Those are good movies, man. But
Yeah,
hey, man, I'm gonna bust the moves. I'm gonna get
yeah, man. Yeah, I got to walk back
Are you?
by myself.
Are you?
I want it to be by myself though.
Are you gonna be okay to you get home? You see?
Yeah, if you don't hear back from me tomorrow, if I'm not on, I'm
No,
not
no.
on that.
Yo, as they, yo, text me when you get home, okay, bro? See?
I survived Huntsville. I'll have that shirt.
Yeah, just text me from the hotel room, like, yo, bro, DVD. You see?
I'll probably meet someone from Huntsville, and they're like, "What the fuck were you doing walking around Huntsville by yourself?"
Yeah, you're gonna get back to like work on Monday, and they're like, "We got to talk to you. What happened? You rented $200 of movies in the hotel room."
Like Tom Cruise wouldn't even do that shit.
That's not even a thing, bro. Remember, like back in the day, you could like rent those things, like at a hotel room. But like with the invention of the internet and cell phone, like it's like you know, it's like it's ridiculous. It's like that. Every hotel offers that. It's so weird. Like who's watching those DVDs in a hotel room? Like it's just
Uh,
creepy. You know what I'm saying? No, it's
yeah,
that's
stay away from them.
yes, yeah. They just have
I just tell you, look up Key and Peele. Okay, Key and Peele. You know the comedy duo.
funny guys. Yeah,
Look up Just Google Key and Peele socks. All right,
yeah.
that's
I have one or.
it's a good one.
I'll take a look at that one, man.
They're awesome. I
Yeah,
love Key.
yeah, bro.
Uh,
Well, yeah,
Well,
bro. I'll see you around. Wednesday, I got a special guest. I'm gonna have Johnny Stash on the show on Wednesday.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. I enjoyed. That was the first time I ever saw him on the live.
So
But
we're gonna have him back on. So,
all
yep,
right, yeah, he's good peeps.
yeah, all right, man. Well, you be good, bro. All
All right, you too. All right,
right,
big D.
take care,
Later.
bro. And everyone, good night. Stay fresh.
Yeah, stay fresh. All right, later.
Later, bro.